There we go. Okay. I don't need to hear my own voice. I know what my voice sounds like, and then you guys don't have the audio from the... Yeah, okay. So turn that down. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So this is happening. I don't actually know what this is. I'll have to look into that. Seems to be a thing for pushing things. Oh, you know what I think? That transform reset. There we go. So what we want to do, so in the least intrusive way possible, and then make sure my video capture device. Say behind the scenes look at how much I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. 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 Bring this back in. This is the literal worst way I could be doing this. Okay. Okay, I'm an idiot. I mean, I know we all knew that, but, you know, just let me pretend I didn't know that for 5 minutes. Don't need that, because that's just sound. Aren't you guys glad I'm doing this live? Doesn't that just make you happy? See, the funny thing is I was sitting there, it's like, well, I want it to seem like they're right behind me. You know, not in a creepy way. Well, maybe a little bit in a creepy way. But what I wanted was for it to sort of, you know, the angle to be coming down. Oh, that light is atrocious where it is right now after changing this. I wanted the angle to be coming down, but I wanted my hands to be coming on the other side. And for 5 minutes there, I forgot I could just flip this thing upside down to make it look like that's what's happening. Even though that is absolutely not what is happening. So now we're going to de-transform this. That's right, I said de-transform. That's the English I'm going with. And I don't care that you won't want to confuse. Okay, so we're going to go up a bit more. So I'm actually going to bring this down where we can zoom in a bit here. Getting a real look at how messy this place is. Doing good for you, I guess. Your business if you care about that. Okay. Now, I don't want to change the angle too much here, right? Yeah, well, okay. So I want the height set. Which means I have to set the height here, because I'm not dumb. Shut up, I am not. You're dumb. Okay. And then this shiny box over here. It's going to go. I need to see where the cables are. I'm going to go over here. And I want it illuminating here. Now if I took that off, you could see that so that's all I did was take that off. Is that just basically makes the light more direct. But what I want is I want the diffusion, right? So that's where that goes in. I actually have some better diffusion sheets I might play around with and see if they work with this. But for now, I'm just gonna turn this up a little bit, just so it's a little less direct. And then we're gonna turn that down because that's actually coming across a little harsh. A little harsh. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. This is all going south. Okay. So. Oh, and Nicole, I've gone more than a little nutty. So now what we do is we go into our filters. We're going to crop the crap out of this. Ah! No! Ah! Let's gotta chop off the... Oh, first of all, flip vertical, right? Okay, because that's what I wanted. I wanted you guys to think that you're over there, but you're actually over there. Actually, it's kind of... I have to reach my hands a little too far in there to... Actually, you know what? That's probably fine. Well, let's see how that works. Yeah, it's probably at this point easier to adjust the desk. And then right 100, left 100. Oh no, left can be like 300. Well, probably 200. Well, probably 250. Yeah, that's too much. All right. There we go. Okay. So it's a little mirrored, but that's all right. Actually, that's not all right. No, still mirrored. Ooh, can I mirror it? Yeah, reset transform. Transform. Fit to screen. You know what? This is fine. I think this is fine. What do you think? What you think doesn't matter. What I think matters. And that's beside the point. Okay. We will continue our unboxing. Epic boxing, epic unboxing, music, music. Okay. That thing did not go in correctly. It's gonna fall over. I can't win. And winning would be this just going in without me having to get up and go over there. Huh. Every dog has its day, who knows? Okay, so that's that one done. So, now, we're going to open box the second. Box the second. There we go, I gotta remember that's my screen. Big box the second. Alright. Let's see here. This is exciting. This is very exciting. Yeah. Alright, are you ready for this one? This is the big one. There's more in here. I know there's more in here. Yes! So this is very special. And this, I knew exactly what I was getting. It's probably what I'm most excited about. This. It's actually sealed in these things. I was expecting them to be like open. It's just to be like little holders. That's what I was expecting. Yet. This is my wall mounted clothes dryer. The little pipes go across these sections here somewhere. Oh, I guess they hook on here. They hook on here. Oh, sorry, you guys can't see. They hook on here. There's little pipes hook here to here. And I can use this to clean my clothes. Or rather, dry my clothes when they're wet. You know? So I have somewhere to hang them so they're further apart than in my closet. I'm very excited about this. But yeah, that's another project for another day. I can't throw these, they're too precious. 2 seconds. Here. Okay. What's next? Oh no, this bag ripped open. I definitely didn't open it previously. Alright, what's here? What do we get? A lot of packaging here. Should be interesting. Could be anything. Could be anything. Oh. We're gonna get in there. Ah, yes. Bags. On bags. On bags. No. I gotta be honest. I kind of want to give you a couple minutes to guess. I kind of want to give you a couple minutes to guess what this is. Because you're not going to guess. Ugh. Whew. What the balls is this? Is that supposed to be thermal paste? Are these guys screwing with me? Jeez, okay, well that's questionable. So what this is supposed to be is what's the exact term for step-up power supply module to modify the power supply coming into LEDs to manage them. And oh, you know what? Maybe I spoke too soon. Okay, so you can see this is the electromagnet here. Okay, I think that's what this is. Yeah. No, actually, I'm pretty sure that's not what it is. That's not how electromagnets work. But that's beside the point. We've got capacitors. All right, capacitor there. We got some fuses. Okay, so that's what these guys are. Now this is where you're going to hook up your wires. So we've got wire hookups here, and what's Nicole saying? I'm still going. I'm still going. I'm still alive. I accidentally shut off my computer. That's why it stopped. There we go. Now Nicole is aware. Your videos today, like as if I ended. All right, this is the fan to cool off. So something like this gonna generate a bunch of heat. So you just got a heat sink here. It's a little grimy on the inside of the heatsink. Now, I come in here and I see this glop here, and this is, like, at first glance to me, that's unacceptable. That's, I don't know what that's all about. And you know, I just want to say, well, I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna, you know, pull up the little manual thingy here. You can see getting a rear view into what I'm really doing here, and look at the picture. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's your little glop right there. Here. Maybe we'll circle it so you can see. Right there. There's your little glop. It's kind of hard in the light and the focus there for you guys to see it. But yeah, that's your little glop right there. That's do they even label it? They don't label it, but it's on there. It's supposed to be there. I don't know. It's all right. Okay. I mean, this thing is clearly as cheaply made as possible. Okay, like let's look at this. Okay, first of all, these aren't straight. You can look in the picture; they made a good one. Okay, because in the picture, these are all straight. Okay, these aren't straight; these are crooked. I don't think I could adjust those if I wanted to. So these are crooked. Okay, this thing's a little bent over, but you know what? That happens with capacitors. It's not a big deal. These guys are bent over. I don't think they look that bent over there. They might be a bit, but probably not. So obviously they're pumping these out, which I mean, part of it's to be understood. Okay, you're making a cheap electronic kind of componentry here. And then you look at the fan. 4 holes for screws to hold it in place. 2 screws, 2 non-screws. It's probably a cheap scrap fan, but you know what? It's probably enough because the thing is, something like this isn't going to generate enough heat to really be super problematic. But it's going to generate enough heat that you need something. Now, it's kind of funny to see a heat sink this big with a fan this small. Normally, you'd want to cover the whole heat sink. Now, again, the amount of heat being created by this thing is probably not so problematic that it's a huge deal. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to try it out and see how it works. This is a pretty serious piece of equipment, okay? Because we're talking, I think this thing goes up to 90 volts. Output voltage is 12 to 90. And the reason I got this is because I have some 50 volt LEDs that I came into and I wanted to try them out. Now, one of those 50 volt LEDs is currently taped to a... I gotta show you guys this. This is just wrong. Where is it here? This is a headlight from a power wheelchair. Okay, so it's one I procured through means. All right, and it's 50 volts. It's a headlight for a camera. Okay. So the thing is, as I move this around, just with the reflectors in the back, are pretty strong. All right. So now, if I can find, I have plugged in. Well, okay, here I'll show you. This is the headlight. This is the cable from the headlight coming to here. All right. So this is a 50 volt. So this is what I was using to hook up to it. It's a 50 volt. All right. And then this here is the cable coming off. Now, I've spliced this onto something. What have I spliced this onto? Well, this guy right here, which is an old HP power pack for a laptop. Now, I'm pretty sure if I left this plugged in for a long period... Okay, let me rephrase that. I am completely uncertain as to if I were to leave this plugged in for a long period of time, as to whether either the light, the connection, or the pack itself would burst into flames. I honestly think anyone would be possible, and none of them would surprise me. But last night, where is it? I need the right cable coming out of there. So I had it plugged in. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So, last night, I wired this up. I found my hot. I found my hot, and I see. I did this, and I should know what these terms are, but I don't. Anyways, the point being, so if I plug in the power pack with this spliced on there, shaboopy. As you can see, like this thing is stupid bright. Like this thing is stupid bright. Like I can't even describe to you. I probably wouldn't be able to show you how bright this thing is. Like, I mean, you can kind of tell here, but if I shoot this out my window onto the street lights up. That's how bright this thing is. 50 volts. Okay, so that's what this guy here is it was ordered originally for. I didn't think I'd be able to do this and have this work. Like, see, now that's the other thing. I unplugged that, and that just works for a little bit after. So I don't know. This thing's probably got some pretty serious capacitors in there, I'm guessing is what it is. But yeah, that's what this was originally for. So, I mean, realistically, all I would need is I would disconnect this from here. I'd have the two cables. They'd be going into here and here, right? Oh, actually, you know what? I would probably have the cables coming from here into here. Yeah, I'd have to look at it. It's got some instructions here. But anyways, that's what this thing is. That glop made me serious for like 20 minutes, so I apologize for that if you're here for the lulz. But we're going to move on. If nothing else, this is just a cool centerpiece, isn't it? Like, it's way too expensive for a centerpiece. Well, actually, you know what? It's probably cheaper than a centerpiece. The way that they price those things these days, this was actually probably a lot cheaper than a centerpiece. But that's another story for another day. Okay, so we'll get that guy out of the way. I don't want to be bumping that around. Okay. Last package. I think there's two things in here. I could be wrong. They might have shipped together. Yeah, I gotta get this light out of the way. Again, I'm not throwing that. I will sort of put it on the ground a little bit. Okay. So we'll crack this guy here. Oh, I know what these are. These are something separate. I'm going to open them first. So these, I'm just going to keep going serious here because this stuff's actually interesting. This isn't just like a stupid tripod that you murder aliens with. These are pretty much the exact same thing as that last thing. I did not like. You know what I freaking love about this? Like, look at these things. You would think they were candy. Like, it's just because, like, look at the little wrapper they're in. They're power modules for LED lights. It's like, oh, like a little candy wrapper. Like, this is just... Oh, the absurdity. The absurdity. Oh, there's something else. Okay. All right, let's crack this guy. So these are all going to be the same. It's basically little power modules, you know. DC-DC's got a little, oh, that's a little helpful little thing there. Yes, these are all power modules, right? So these are used to basically power LED lights. Or like anything, realistically, you'd have different power module settings here as far as the voltage and the amperage and all that. And that's all stuff I still have to learn about, okay? But you can see right here, that's in, out, or wait. In, out. It's a good thing they have that on the other side! Sorry, I shouldn't do that while I'm right at the mic. On the other side! There we go. That's better. That's what I always see the guys doing on the internet there. All right. So yeah, that's what these guys are. So now this, and now looking at this, and having seen these be used, right? Oh, these need to go. These need to go over there. Okay. You know, it's funny. I thought I got a case with that thing, but I guess not. Let me make a case for myself. Just in case. Zing! So, yeah, these go, that little dial is to change something. And this button also changes something as you're on the go. And when you hook it up, now, the nice thing is you could just run a cable into there, pull that out. You don't have to, as far as I'm aware, you don't have to solder them in, which is nice. Saves you a little bit, you know, owning a soldering iron. Soldering iron? Soldering stick? These are not irons. I know what irons look like. That's not what they look like. Yeah. Anyways. Let's see. Alright. So yeah, that's what these are. Now, I ordered these, and then I ordered some other stuff on eBay. By the way, never use eBay. I hate eBay. That's a story for another day. So I ordered these guys. So that's for some LEDs I already have, and potentially some more. It's a soldering iron. Okay, that's good stuff. It is the soldering iron. So, oh, I never got you guys your chat back. I am sorry. Look at me being this delinquent host. Here we go. There you go. Look at you. Look at you. All your words. Yeah, so I ordered those. I also ordered some USB-C power modules, right? So what you can do with probably not Big Ben over there, like not this guy, because this guy's going to require way too much voltage and power. Because pretty much all USB is 5 volts. So 5 volts is pretty sufficient for a lot of things. Obviously not our 50 volt beast over there, but so such it is. But with these guys, you can use the USB-C that's going to come in. That's going to be 5 volts. And if you have USB-C 2.1, it's going to be 3.1 amps. I'm still trying to figure out the watts amps thing. Anyways, and that's what will come through. So if you get a USB-C module, you can hook it up to here, or rather wire it into here. So you just plug it into USB-C, so you don't have to worry about how you're going to power these guys, okay? So that I'm waiting on because I ordered it from eBay, and eBay stuff takes forever because the people just ship it themselves, and it takes a long time. So that's fine. But I got impatient. And that's why, to learn a little bit more before I do things on their own, I got this guy. Because everyone loves the Sensky! Get it? Everyone loves the Sensky? Everyone loves the Slinky? I just realized the music's all gone, and that's not okay for me. So we're going to go something a little more beady. Alright. So, motion activated sensor. I don't know why I got that. I think it was just a, it was a all-in-one kit, and it had a motion action sensor, and I was like, yeah, sure, that's fine whatsoever. That's fine. Okay, so here's the motion sensor. I don't really care so much about that. I might just strap this up to something to scare Jet the cat when she tries to go up the counters or something. That's a training method. Jackson Galaxy suggested it. Don't give me no crap about scaring Jet the cat. But the more important thing is, okay, so these have quickly become one of my favorite things. Alright? LED strips. So these things are beautiful. Okay. And weirdly packaged. Like I feel like I'm gonna crack this open, there's gonna be marijuana in here. I assume this is how marijuana is packed. 3,000K to 3,500K. Ooh, that's gonna be cool. But that's fine. Again, I got this mostly as a sort of a first all-in-one kit for learning. See, these construct... Well, okay, let's start with the actual lights here. So these are going to be a very cool light. Not that they're going to be neat. I mean, they may be neat. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. It's definitely not my day job. I mean, this isn't my day job. It won't stop Gracie. You'd be surprised. Hook a bullhorn up to that thing. That'll stop Gracie. Or just a recording of me saying, Gracie. That'll stop Gracie. She'll be like, okay. I don't know why it's in a resealable bag. Well, I guess because... Whoa! Hey, music! Music! Are you... Turn you down a bit there. You don't need to get so excited, music. Holy crap. There we go. Okay. Audio input capture. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, so these things are... Oh my goodness! There's so few lights on here. You know what, like I'm not choked about this, okay? I knew I was getting... It's my, babies first, right? I am gonna be ordering some more light strips just to set up. But you can see here is sort of the initial setup. This is probably the worst LED light strips I've ever seen in my life. And well, I mean, they're also the best ones I've ever seen in real life. But basically, so let's play around a little bit. You can see sort of. So I don't have a power plug in reach. I really should have a power plug of some sort in reach when I'm doing this stuff. Give me 2 seconds. See if I can do something more interesting than nothing without turning off my computer, eh? That's the challenge. Okay, so basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just gonna plug it straight into power. I'll just have the cable running over, which is fine. For now, it's just gonna give me power, but I think for future, if I'm gonna do videos like this, I'm gonna want to have a. Okay. Who needs lamp? So the lighting probably. Holy crap! Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Doo 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 doo. Okay, so you can see right away what these do, eh? So now they're warm right away. Okay, so you know they're not necessarily needing to be hot, but now what I can do is I can take this guy out, and this is going to be my on-off switch, right? And then this would be my motion sensor module in here that I would put in after the on-off switch. So put that in there, that in there. So on, off, on, off, on, off. Okay. So yeah, I mean that's nothing too special. Now, what's big about these guys here, and why these are done in a strip, other than just being able to lay them out and make. Now, first of all, let's talk about the kind of light this is, okay? I mean, it's actually, and I misremembered my numbers. This is a very warm light, you can see. You know, if I take this out of the screen here, sort of hold it up here, you can see it's a lot warmer. So it's more of a yellow, right? Or if I turn that off, the LED over there is a lot cooler. And then, of course, the light behind me is. But I'm not sort of in the best setup right now to demonstrate that. But this has basically just got an adhesive background. But the big thing with these guys, and the reason they're so cool, is that if you can see here, and I'll try to hold it up so you can see it well. You won't be able to, but there's a little image. Yeah, you won't be able to see it for now. I'll post up a picture of it. Oh, you can barely hear the music. Okay, let me turn it up a bit for you guys. That should be better now. It should just be quietly in the background though, but so what you can do is you can actually cut it, right? So right now this is wired in, but that's sort of what these are for. Now, the way these are set up is that they're designed that you're going to cut right here, and then there's two little copper plates right here, okay? And what those little copper plates are going to do... Do I have my other webcam sitting around here? I might be able to show a little bit closer. You know what? I don't have it here. I don't have it hooked up at the moment. I don't know if that helps. More lights. More LED lights! Too much lights. Get out of here, LED lights. It's too many of you. Yeah, so I mean, that's there's little copper strips here, and the way these ones are designed is basically they just go on, snap on to just before the light, so that they're connecting with the copper strips, and then they can connect to other ones. So these are built to be basically bridges. So this one here is a little bit of a see, I want to say DIY, but it's more of a ready-made thing, right? You can make it so that you walk into your kitchen and all of these LED light strip lights set up. And I might actually set that up just to show how this would work. I don't know if we'll see what use I find for these, but I just wanted to sort of get an initial thing so I could see, you know, some of the modules and how they hook up. I understand the concept, but it's the implementation, right? So this thing super simplifies it, right, in how it plugs in, provided you get the power into this connector. Now, realistically, you can just cut the cables, connect them, and ideally you do it with solder, but it depends on what you're looking at. From my understanding, for anything higher voltage in that, you're going to want to solder it, but for things that are lower voltage, you can just, you know, patch them up with electrical tape. Now, I did the electrical tape on the big 50 watter there. Again, I don't feel like that's enough, but you know, that's just me. So anyways, that's these guys here. This module here, I kind of want to figure out. I'll tell you right now, my end goal for all of this is I want to move my computer into this IKEA. I'll show you here. You know what? I'm not going to show you because it's a mess. But basically, I have an IKEA cabinet attached to my wall. It's what my TV sits above. And what I want to do is I want to basically move my PC, not the tower, not the case, but the actual components in there. I want to hook up some discrete fans, and then I want to hook up enough RGB, you know, whether it be light strips or things on the actual computer. But I want it to be discrete, so it's not going to light up until you touch the edge. Because what you can do, if you remember those touch lamps, the ones that you touch and light up, it's basically a switch based on the electrical differences created by human touch. You don't even have to touch it. It's just it senses the difference. Well, there's a metal outside rim to this inner window. So what I want to do is I want to make it, if you touch that, boom, the RGB lights up. So that's kind of the long-term goal for a lot of this stuff. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking at and why I'm getting all this, you know, LED strip stuff and trying to figure out these lights and these switches and learn a little bit more about electronics. So, you know, this is obviously going to be a motion sensor switch. So in here you're going to have an infrared camera that's basically going to look for movement. That's how motion cams work. And it's going to be an on-off switch, probably with a timer on it. So it sees the motion, timer goes on, and then as long as it sees the motion, that timer keeps resetting until the motion stops for a while, and then the timer runs out, it turns off, right? So, you know, that'll be... and I may set that up, we'll see. The lighting is a little bit warmer than what I tend to enjoy. I tend to like things to be lit brightly. And I feel like this would not be a great solution for a bedroom if you're sleeping and then every time you move in the bed, it lights up. So that's pretty much the only place I like warm lighting, is in my bedroom. But I could just order, like that's the thing, is that I could just take these pieces and then resolder them onto another strip. I could get a strip that's more like that, like a 56K very bright light, and I could hook it up to movement. Because right now I have lights hooked up in the kitchen, like under counter lights, but I never use them. But if they just lit up automatically, well, that's a whole nother story, isn't it? Yeah, you can solder on anything that's battery operated. A lot of these, like the voltage and the amperage that these takes, like this is 12 volts. So you can hook this up to most power banks. Most USB power banks are gonna work for these. You can hook up, and these LEDs are small enough that you're not going to have any issues with heat buildup. Although some bigger ones you do have to be worried about that. So I think that's it. I think that's all. I've opened everything. I started off very silly, but then we got into actually interesting things, and I kind of had to straighten things out because I actually wanted to talk about them. So yeah, if you watch this later, please let me know how the audio was. I want to make sure I wasn't spiking. I want to know how this new mic setup is working, because I just got it, just set it up, just hooked it up with the new hookup here through the condenser. So hopefully everything's sounding pretty good. But yeah, I got some pizza pops I gotta finish eating. They're probably lukewarm at this point, so I'll warm them up again. That'll be nice. Oh, by the way, the Sugru, I'll just go, this is actually really cool, and this I'll actually chat about real quick here. So basically, just imagine, the easiest way to explain this stuff is Play-Doh that sets. So you open this up, you mold it, and I guess it reacts and cures with the air, and then it just sets. It's great for, well, it's great for lots of things. For me, the main goal is going to be, like, it has 2 tear spots. Tear here, but there's also here, I guess, kind of a bit, maybe, I don't know. The main thing it's going to be for me is to create moldings to hold things. That was not intentional. So basically to hold things in place, and I also need to fix that camera that you're looking through right now. I'm gonna try to do that maybe right away. But yeah, that's the only other thing I wanted to talk about. So yeah, that's but this is stuff I opened. Air dry clay / foam. See, of course Nicole would know exactly what this stuff is. If you know of a cheaper version of this, this wasn't expensive, okay? I expected these to be bigger. I don't know why I did. They really don't need to be bigger. But I did expect them to be bigger, and I was like, what do you do with all the waste stuff? Well, there's not going to be much because it's a pretty small package, but it's a very versatile, very cool thing. I haven't actually used it yet, but I know a few YouTube channels really trust that use it quite a bit, and it's very nice. So, yeah. So, anyways, that's that. I got to clean up a mess now. Hold on. Let me do. Who made this? Hold on. Who made this big mess? Was it me? Well, I guess I have to clean it up. Time for the 10-second tidy, but we're going to do it off screen. So, you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm going to chill out here, eat some pizza pops, and then clean this mess that I made. But, until next time, keep fit.